So it's easy for people to see that we've done a new game called Abduction, and they often wonder, well, how does it compare to the old game of Myst or Riven? It's a similar feeling. We were trying to give people a similar feeling. It's interesting because Myst, the very first Myst game, was probably the most special feeling because you had no idea what the story was. You didn't know why you were here. You didn't know what this place was. You didn't know the story behind it. And you had to learn all those things. For the sequels, for Riven and Exile and all the games that followed, you kind of knew some of the story. For Abduction, we wanted to start over, not be related to Myst in any way, and be a whole new story, something new and fresh that felt like you were starting all over, that you had no idea. So a player, even if you played all the Myst games, this was not related to Myst in any way. It was a whole new story. And you could get that same feeling of landing on the dock in Myst when you're taken to Hunrath, this weird kind of desert town in Abduction. That's a special comparison with the original Myst game. Our games have always been based on beautiful places and great stories, but we also put these puzzles in our games, and the puzzles are friction that slows you down. It keeps you from seeing everything, and it gives you a sense of accomplishment when you solve the puzzle. But the puzzles can be very difficult as well. We've always tried to stay away from very blatant hints. We want the world itself to give hints as to what you should do. Like, look around you and see if there's any hints in the world. But beyond that, any hints that we do give, we want them to be very subtle, to make you think on your own of the answers to the questions. Because what we find is, many times when you're playing the game, you'll get stuck in the game. You won't know what to do, and you'll leave. You'll stop the game, you'll go to work, you'll go for a walk, you'll go with your family, and all of a sudden, the solution to a puzzle will come to you. And that's a very satisfying moment. So we don't want to give too many large hints, because when people have those moments realizing the solution to a puzzle, it's a very special moment for a player. The puzzles in all of our games are designed by a team of people, our design team, and our design team has been a lot of people over the years. Of course, I've been involved from the beginning. We started the company many years ago, 30 years ago, and I'm still making games, and I'm still learning how to make games. I'm still learning what puzzles are satisfying, and how much you need to give someone, and how much you need to frustrate someone. But it's a wonderful experience to sit down and design these worlds. I really enjoy it. A lot of people ask, how to get into creating games, and it's very, very difficult. It's not an easy job to make games. There are a couple reasons, a couple things you need to pay attention to. It's a very difficult path, but it's very satisfying. You have to have a really good attitude about problem solving, because there are so many problems in making a game. People who get frustrated by problem solving are not good at making games. You have to always be thinking, how can I fix this? How can I adjust this? How can I change this to solve this problem? Those are the best people I've worked with. You also have to pay a lot of attention to detail. There's so much detail that goes into a game, and It's the puzzles and the story and the graphics. No matter what the game is, there's so many details. And as we know, if you don't pay attention to details, you won't ever finish the game. It will just, your project will go on forever. You have to look at every detail. You also, these days especially, there's a lot of games that are the same. So I would encourage anybody who wants to make games to think differently about it, to try and think of a new idea. Even if it's a very strange idea, think of something new, and then as just a seed, as a tiny seed, something new, and then try and grow that into something that would be fun, interesting as a game. You have to be prepared for so much work in the game industry, but it's in many ways making a game is a lot like playing a game. There's a lot of challenges to be overcome, but when you finally do it, it's a very satisfying feeling. Thank you so much for your time, and we hope you enjoy Abduction on the PS4 in Japan. どうもありがとうございました。